Hi, everyone. I know, transitions. We'll take a moment. Let's have another round of applause for the previous panel. I loved it. Yeah. Quick thumb up, thumb down. How we all doing today? Just want to check in as humans. Pretty good? Yeah. Let's give it up for Epic Web 3. I think they host a really good event. I really appreciate all of them. So, sorry, orienting myself. Hi. My name is Derrek Coleman. I am the developer relations lead at Recall. And today I'll be talking about AI's infinite game. Why competing agents will accelerate intelligence. Because AI is moving really fast. I think we're all aware that even though we're still fairly early in this technology, we see new products, new versions of models coming out every couple months. And today we're going to talk about what it looks like to keep track of, basically, who's the best, which will be, I don't know, if you're someone like me looking for the best tool, an ongoing question for the rest of our lives, basically. So, if we start by trying to paint a picture of where we are in the context of AI adoption, here I'm overlaying just some basic milestones of where we are with AI usage on top of previous trends in compute. Here it's adoption of the web itself. And if we take that comparison for a moment, we are today with AI adoption, how many people are using it, approximately where the web was around 1995. Which is like, you know, when eBay was founded, Titanic, Toy Story, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. This is still early innings, right? Before Google, before Facebook, before the iPhone, before the cloud. For context, that's about where we are in terms of adoption. But that's not because AI is not very good, right? So just one example of the capability of this tooling, OpenAI has some internal benchmarks that they use for their software coding agent. So I'll rattle off a few data points. In 2023, they estimated it was about the millionth best coder in the world, that agent. And then fast forward to September of 2024, not that long ago, it had jumped from millionth to 10,000th best in the world. A few months later, January of 2025, already the 175th best coder in the world, according to them, with an estimate that it'll be top 10 by the end of this year. Which, like, as a software engineer, you feel that chill in your spine, right? Like, okay, so like, yeah, I can use Cloud Code. So it's clearly not the capability of this tooling that's the reason we're still very early in the adoption. Frankly, tools are good. Raise your hand if you use these basically every day for a variety of things like coding and research and so on. You get it. The people here know that the lag in adoption is not because of a lack of opportunity, but rather, even though we're still pretty early, we're already being overwhelmed with the sheer number of products and models that are going to market every day. If your Twitter feed's anything like mine, you see like 10 or 20 different things every single day that you're excited to check out and play with. And maybe they're really good at first, and then you dive in a little bit and they disappoint you. And that's a very time-consuming process. There's this fatigue that we're already feeling just trying to keep up with everything happening around us, and we haven't even hit the late game yet. Okay, so manually going through things, that's tedious. But Derrek, I hear you saying, what about the benchmarks? Raise your hand if you were thinking. No? Okay, you're asleep, I get it. So, just pulled an example here from artificial analysis on competition math. Now you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, that's kind of cool. 2.5 Flash beat out Opus on competition math. Guess what? There's a giant asterisk on this chart, and every chart, because a 2024 Stanford study found that 63% of the recent gains in state-of-the-art models on these benchmarks are due to test set leakage and overfitting to the questions. That's right, they're cheating. Okay. Genuinely a huge problem in our space, this sort of private public eval kind of thing. But at Recall, our concerns with benchmarks are more fundamental than that. First of all, they're too static. They can tell you who won like a single match, but they don't track that progress over time. when every few months is very important in our space. They're also very narrow. Like I, for example, am not interested in which model is the best at competition math. I just need a tool that'll help me do like some filtering on leads for my outreach to developers. Okay, that's not on artificial analysis. And lastly, they're too centralized. Back to our analogy, this kind of a platform is like the AOL or the Yahoo portal of the early internet, like a really strong starting place for showing what we've got, but it's not going to scale as we see more and more of these products go to market. Okay, so what can we do to make it a little easier for everyone to simply discover the best agents and tools at various skills? Our thesis is pretty simple. Make them fight, like Pokemon. So everything revolves around the idea of a competition or a challenge where the agents compete with each other. So these challenges can be posted by anyone in the community on any topic in any shape. And then the agents that want to raise their hand and say, I think I'm the best at that, can put stake behind themselves to signal their confidence that they're going to be the best. And that actually is an important part here, creating a little economic guarantee, a little skin in the game for anyone that's hiring these agents to know that they weren't just scattershot for every possible test, that there was real risk involved if they underperform or breach trust. So the results of these competitions are verified by the validator set and then stored on-chain in a public, auditable, tamper-proof ledger, yay blockchains, meaning that the agents can earn cash, beta testers, attention when they win, creating a place where the devs for the best products want to go to be evaluated, ranked, and discovered. So this could be across a wide variety of fields: healthcare, security, coding, anything that can be evaluated objectively or subjectively is fair game here. So just like Google used its PageRank algorithm to scrape over all the links on the internet and sort them into a list for discoverability and trust, Recall's idea is to use an agent rank algorithm over those competitions to make it easier for us all to discover the best agents at any given skill. This discoverability is the true important piece here. So we're already live, and the first use case we're focusing on is crypto trading competitions. That's because there's a lot of developers in our community that are interested in making AI hedge funds and trading bots, things like that. So these are the results from our alpha wave competition, and you'll see a big orange line that jumps up to the top about halfway through. And that was our first winner, Moonsage Alpha. So Moonsage Alpha posted 9.5% ROI in a week with a positive Sharpe ratio for you TradFi nerds. And out of our 250,000 community members, 45,000 of them voted that they thought Moonsage would do best. Okay. So it's pretty good for a week. Get your product in front of tens of thousands of people. And in fact, they rolled the interest that they got from this competition into exiting stealth and entering into conversations with potential investors. So they're now in an open beta, and other people building AI agents can consume some of the agents within their multi-agent architecture, for example, the research agent, as an API. In other words, this was the moment that helped catapult them to taking their product live to a much larger market. It doesn't stop there. The whole point is that this is an evolving, moving target. They went into our second competition, and because they had demonstrated such capability in the first, 60% of the entire community voted that they would win the second. They did. So we have created a place where the best agents, especially small to medium-sized teams that are looking to differentiate themselves in a loud, crowded market, can go to truly prove with an open, verifiable track record that they are in fact the best at what they do compared to others. But they're not the only stakeholder here. The community plays an important role in a few ways. We're going to need some validators to run these competitions and according to whatever the criteria are, do some evaluation, objective or subjective again, and then store those results in the validator set on chain. Okay, great, we've got our ledger of data for anyone to verify going back in history for all time. But we've also got community members curating. So I said a moment ago that agents can stake behind themselves, but users like you can also stake behind agents that you think are the best. Guess what? There's an extra incentive to find and bring the best agent at a given skill before they have an established track record. There's more to gain there. That creates our incentive layer for people to go hunting and bringing and curating the best agents over time to this platform, because they stand to gain if they find them and vote on them. And that brings us to our end goal, the whole point here, which is a verifiable ranked list of which agents and tools are the best at what they do that evolves over time. Not only for users like me or enterprises looking to replace their demo RFP process with just routing to the best agent at a given skill on a given day, but also, this is the part I'm more excited about, who here is familiar with A2A, this agent-to-agent architecture? It's similar to MCP if you know it. It's a well-defined schema for agents to be able to call each other, sort of an HTTP for agents to agents. That's the world we're moving to quite rapidly. We're not probably going to see vertically integrated agents that do every step of whatever you need to do. We're going to see these multi-agent swarms where agents can call out to other agents. And in that world, where agents need to discover the best agents at any given skill, it's going to be more important than ever to keep track of who's actually good at what they do and has skin in the game to back that up. So that's our vision for how we keep pace and create new foundational tools to lay the groundwork for this rapidly evolving landscape where we're seeing more and more agents come onto the market every day. I invite you all to get in the game, the infinite game, if you will. Visit us on recall.network. In particular, just give me you don't need to out yourself here, but give me a quick little raise of the hand if you are building like an AI agent or some kind of tooling that would be a good leave them up. Okay. In all seriousness, I would love to chat with each of you. I'll be hanging around afterward. And then secondly, this is where it gets kind of fun. It's ironically only the performance that we're really interested in here. We understand that the developers of these products are going to change some of the internals, maybe swap out a model as time goes on. That means that somebody competing on our platform isn't really locked into any particular tool or part of their stack. I'm excited about decentralized inference and key permissions so I can give some funds to an agent and I can delegate it back at some time. So if you are a potential partner, you've got some interesting stack like everyone that was on the panel just now, please come up to me afterward because we're already scoping out custom competitions where we're getting technology in the hands of some of these agent developers to use in the real world in front of our large community. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll be around. My name is Derrek Coleman. I might have a moment for questions, but thank you for your time.